The show is The Way to Go. My name is Alan Bendich. I'm going to be your host. Today we have a good friend of mine who worked on quite a few shows that I produced in the past and is a filmmaker, he's an actor, and his name is Pete Passaro. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Alan. How you doing? Thank you for having me here. It's a pleasure to be on your show.
It's like
outstanding.
Reunion, right? Reunion
yeah,
time.
it is. It's like good times all over again.
So I met you through my wife's cousin's husband, James.
Yeah.
haven't seen him around, but we've been talking lately to Lisa, his wife, and you know, it's our kids are grown up now, so you know, it's interesting. Life has changed since when we first met on Scriptless, which was a show we did back in 2014 and 15 and 16 and 17, just different versions of the same show.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun doing that show. It was really challenging, and it's an improv and with you leading the way and giving us our cues. It was a lot of fun though.
It was a lot. I had a great time.
You never know where it was going to go.
But we kind of kept it in line, but you had the opportunity. Every actor had the opportunity to create their own reality within certain limits in terms of where the story was going.
Yeah,
and it was fun. I mean. You played Sonny, which was, it was fun. I mean, it was great. When you came on the set the first time, and I said, whoa, you know, this guy, he's going to be a heartbreaker on the show, because I knew all the girls wanted to be with you. I mean,
thank you for saying that.
No,
That's
but it was
really
cool,
kind.
Man.
Thanks.
But it was interesting. The restaurant's right around the corner from here where we actually shot the first scenes, where you're like Salvatore's number one or number two, whatever it is.
Yeah, his enforcer, or his lieutenant, some would call it, basically whatever he wanted done, that's what I did. And I got my hands dirty.
Until something happened, and then he was ultimately killed by his wife. Oh,
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, right. But we had to figure that one out along the way. But it was fun, and it was like the most creative time in my life, and I'm really happy that you were there. As a matter of fact, since this coincidental to you being on the show, we're going to be having episode 3 of Scriptless start at 10:30 tonight on on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night.
Excellent.
And that was the first episode you actually worked in real time. We wound up putting you in episode 2. Just to make for continuity purposes, and also to get you another IMDb credit.
Yeah, get me out there. I appreciate that. Come on, it was a lot of fun. I mean, when you go back to that 3rd episode, and you think about it. That was the beginning, and Sonny wasn't a major character, but as this developed, sudden, there was more and more and more. So that was really fun for me. It was like a growth.
Right. And you actually became a very important person on the show in terms of like making it all happen. And again, even though we did the show Intervention together, which was a short film, I really appreciate that you worked on all the films and all the stuff. And actually, Scriptless did win Best Show of the Year, and back in 2014 or 15 or 2016.
Very proud moment for all of us, because there was a lot of hard work, and when you get an award, it's actually something physical that says, "Hey, look, you worked so hard. Look at that."
It is fun. Yeah. So anyway, would you like to see? I mean, I actually have from the old cards that we used to save the scenes on. I have this one really good interaction with you and Greg Kritikos. In a scene from episode 3 where you really you have a really good interchange, and so would you like to share it with everyone?
Absolutely.
Okay, so here it is. Enjoy this. Okay.
Action! Sonny, listen to me carefully. Benny's coming for a sit down. I don't even want to see this guy after the sit down. You understand me? He's been nothing but a headache. Take him home, and I don't want to see him again. You take care of it.
Consider it done, Salvatore. No worries, no headaches.
Done. Cut! Do it again. I want to hear capiche, even though you're not down capiche.
Lucas, can you drop to your right pretty substantially, just so we see less profile on Sal? Because I've got a good face.
Stay right there. Don't let anybody come over here.
But Sal's character is very profile-y.
No profile? You want me like this?
No, stay where you were.
No, they moved the camera.
Yeah, we're changing here. So is that okay for you?
He's really profiling now.
That's fine, because I've got his face.
All right.
Okay, let me know.
Okay, let me... let's play some games with this. Okay, and rolling A.
And rolling B.
Action.
Sonny, listen to me carefully. I don't even want to see this guy after this sit down. You understand me? I'm done with this guy. When you take him home, it's over. Capiche?
Yeah, Salvatore, no problem. No worries. I'll take care of it. No headaches.
Done.
So that was pretty incredible. I mean, it was really good times.
It was. It was very good time.
The problem I had back then is I had no editor, you know, for the first, I don't know, I guess almost the first 7 episodes before Jim Fullerton came on board.
Right.
I had only edited 1 episode, which was the first episode. And the guy who we had as an editor wound up working for, it wasn't, not MTV. He got a real job.
He got busy and he couldn't do it.
No, but he actually moved to Atlanta.
Oh, he did. He did move.
So
that was it. There was no way he could even do it on the side.
Exactly.
Right.
So, thank God Jim came on to the, to the deal. And actually, Greg was the person who brought Jim in, and it was interesting. I mean, your character progressed. I mean, I hope you got something out of working on the show. I mean,
absolutely. Yeah. What are you kidding me?
No, I mean,
it was a great opportunity for growth. How to relax. How to because there was a slight improv set to it.
There was a lot of improv.
And finding your way.
Right.
Yeah, it actually taught me to actually really listen to what the other person was saying, because that was the only way. It's not like when you're on a script,
right,
and you have to. You know what you're going to say already. Right. This is now. I'm playing. We're bouncing back and forth. Right. We're having a real conversation now. So you better listen to what's going on. And sometimes we got some really good stuff. You know.
I think we had great stuff. I thought it was a really good show. And I finally have all the episodes. Unfortunately, Jim didn't save all the episodes, so I was able to get the episodes from LMC, thank God, because I didn't have all the episodes. But, from what I understand, Curb Your Enthusiasm also does the same thing. And we did it before Curb. They basically have a story, and the actors are given the story, and they actually create their own monologue, their dialogue in terms of that. And I found that out recently, and I said, wow, they stole that from Scriptless. Anyway.
There's even a bigger buzz with improv now. They actually do movies that are filmed live, one take kind of thing. And I kind of feel like we pioneered this, we were the first ones doing it. When what do you mean it's scriptless, and people didn't understand, and they were like, no, you're on improv mode, you better listen, you better pay attention, and then you have to remember on another take what you were doing,
Right. But you were also given the latitude of changing it if you felt it was right. And I think most of the time, except for when I wanted to have Capiche in, let's say, because I actually was in the sit down, but I don't want to get into that. I was the person sitting down, and that's why I called this episode "The Sit Down," because it was something that actually happened in my past, and I'm happy I was able to once sit down to get up afterwards.
That's more important.
Yeah, that's the most important thing in the sit down. I was scared. It was on Arthur Avenue in the Bronx. It was pretty scary, but that's a story. That's another story. So I loved it, and I'll tell you, the amount of time I used to spend on it, thinking about it and doing it and all this stuff, and to actually have it happen was incredible. So you did a bunch of this stuff, you worked on it, you worked on other projects as well, right? While you were working on Scriptless, you had opportunities to work on other projects. Do you think it helped you with the other projects? I don't know.
Absolutely. I was I used to work at a Renaissance Festival, which was 10 hours of improv all day long. You had to make stuff up, and that was another great opportunity.
Do you ever do that anymore, or is that something?
No, I haven't been able to do that anymore. Mm-hmm. I loved it. It was a time, and then you kind of move on a little bit to other things.
My wife and I used to go there and be amazed but everyone looked like they needed a bath. You know, it's like,
Well, it was really hot. It was wool suits.
know.
You were dying. It's like 95 to 98 degrees out, and it's probably 110 inside what you're
yeah,
wearing.
we used to bring the kids. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. I
was
remember you
unique.
telling about that.
Yeah, it was
But
unique.
and everyone came. It was amazing that it was a zero budget, this thing, and everyone came every week whenever we called. And we did some films and all this other stuff, and it was great. After Scriptless, what projects did you work on? Because Scriptless has stopped shooting. I guess the last short film was like 2017 or 18, actually. So it's like 8 years.
There was a couple of like small projects where like I would come in as like an enforcer. Like somehow I kept getting that role. So I was glad that I did this one project called Bare Knuckle Brawler, and I actually had the lead role in it.
But you weren't you the producer of that show?
I was one of the producers. We ended up growing it. It started out as a small project, and then what happened is it gained a lot of momentum along the way. And then some stars came in to do it. I got to work with
talk about it, because I remember you wound up getting interviewed all over the country and all this other stuff. I mean,
it was a moment.
This was like a moment in time. I mean, you had Joe Gawalis working.
Joe Gawalis was the director, and he ended up being one of the producers, and he knew a lot of actors because he had a good base, around.
We had him on this show like 12 years ago or 10 years ago. Right.
Okay. And then what happened was like I ran into Marty Cove at a film festival, and I started talking with him, and Joe had known him a little bit. So we're like, hey, Marty was telling me he didn't want to be known as like the karate guy all the time. He wanted to sink his teeth into a drama thing. So we were like, hey, he should, play my dad in this, because it's more drama than martial art related. So Marty joined on, and then when Marty joined on, we were able to, reach out to other people. And Danny Trejo loved the whole concept. And
I'm amazed at him. He's like pretty cool. Dude.
He is so mellow and like laid back.
I never
he's so
worked with him,
honest.
but
He's real honest. I mean, he just like when he came onto the set, and believe me, there was a lot of energy when a guy like that shows up.
I'm sure.
Everybody wants to, run towards him, and he's like, hey. If everyone is just cool, let's all do our work.
Right.
And when I'm done, I promise to sign an autograph for each and every person that wants one.
Oh, that's so
and he
awesome.
sat there and took pictures with everybody.
He looks like a
did it
regular
on his
guy.
own time.
Regular guy?
Yeah, he's a regular guy, real down to earth.
Marty,
and he talks about how he went to prison and stuff. And
Oh, I
he
didn't
makes
know
no.
that.
Oh yeah, when the way he first got into acting was he actually had gotten in trouble.
Yeah.
He was in prison. They were doing a movie in the prison, and they were like, "Hey, you got to look. You should change your life around.
Right.
And when you get out, you should seek a, down that path."
Right.
And next thing you know, he's doing it because he was making jokes about it on the set in front of 120 people. He had no problem talking about his past. He talks about it all the time. He it's like a badge of honor, I guess. It's like, yes, I messed up, but I turned it around.
And he started a while back, right? I mean, I've seen pictures of him online, like when he was like a young guy.
Oh yeah,
And now I see what it looks like. Now I see pictures of him. He looks a little bit different, but we all do.
Well, he's 81 now, and he's still
81.
doing stuff.
Wow.
He's really into his food. He's got the taco stand. He's got a donut shop. So he's really changed. That was about his mom. He always wanted to do that for his mom. He's got a lot going on.
I have a Marty Cove story, just real quick.
Sure.
I used to work with him on Cagney and Lacey, and I remember it was. I think it might have been. I was telling you a little bit before on Passover because Marty's Jewish. After we did like a mock Seder on the show because we were working like 16-hour days. He said, and there was this guy Dave Eisen who played a uniform, and I played a detective on the show. He said, I like you. He said, I like you guys. I want to give you something. So he takes out these 8x10 black and white glossies of him with Stallone, and he said, here, take this. I'm going to autograph. I said, I'm working on a show with this guy. He's giving me an autograph, but it was cool. I mean, he was like also a great dancer. I don't know if he danced on your set. He would always like grab a girl and like ballroom dance, even though when he was dancing with the stars, he looked like crap. I mean, that's a terrible thing to say. He was an unbelievable dancer.
No, I'm sure like anything, it's a perishable skill. So if you're not working it, it's going to get away from you.
He didn't make it, but it was nice seeing him on the show, I got to tell you.
Yeah, I remember he was doing that, and he was real happy about it. But even like if you see him on Instagram, you'll see him like doing his little boogie thing.
But he used to
stuff,
be able to do like the split, even though he had a bad leg. He used to do like Elvis kind of, like whatever, just like all kinds of moves. He was pretty cool. Yeah. Was he a martial artist though?
I don't think. No, actually, a funny
he wasn't when I knew him.
truth. my martial arts instructor,
Right.
Mike DePasquale, actually gave him an honorary black belt.
Oh,
And
I
when
see.
we were making the movie,
Right.
he talks about, well, I never really actually got a black belt in martial arts, but some guy, he doesn't even remember who Mike was. They gave him, he goes, some guy. And I'm laughing because I know it was Mike, you know,
Right.
and like Mike was like a brother to me, you know, like they took me in when I was a teenager, when I was getting into trouble.
Right.
And they were like, no, we're going to correct you and make sure you don't get into trouble. And we're going to give you a different path. And Mike's actually the one that started me in stunts and stuff in the early 90s.
So how are you physically? By the way, I'm changing the story because I remember you came in. You said my shoulder's like out, you know, but you still came to the show. You know, you were doing all. I mean.
Oh, I had been in a really bad car
that was it,
accident,
right.
and the kid had run a stop sign and hit me doing like 50 miles an hour. So I had a major concussion. My rotator cuff was out. I had other bruises and stuff that because the other injuries were so bad, we didn't even pay attention to the knee and you know my lower back. My L5 was knocked out and my C5 was knocked out. So I had herniated discs.
So how are you doing now?
A complete recovery.
How does that happen? From working out?
Yeah,
Mind over
actually,
matter, or is it...
Well, I think some of it is maybe you're lucky. You know, maybe you get lucky that you're able to recover. I had rotator cuff surgery. It was 100% detached.
Wow.
So I got 3 titanium screws that put my shoulder back together. Yeah, so I'm like a robo guy now. And then the herniated disc was just a matter of taking my muscles because my spine was like this. It was out of alignment. It was like I saw the
How
X-ray. I was
were you
like,
able
oh,
to
boy.
move?
That's what they were asking. Like, how are you still functioning with your rotator cuff off? You're still going to the gym. You're still doing your things, and you're in this bad shape. You shouldn't be functioning.
Were you in incredible pain, or is you able to? Are you a person who can handle?
I can handle pain. I got a high threshold for it. But make no mistakes, that injury stayed with me. Even to this day,
can still feel it?
I still feel the pains, but I go to the gym, I work out, I keep my lower back, my upper back strong, and I keep everything lined and I just go forward and just, you know what, I can't sit there and, you know, give up. I can't. That's not me. You know, that's the martial artist in me, you know.
I'm no martial artist, but I do work out every. I work out every 2 days.
Okay.
And I was diagnosed, I guess, 10 years ago with hip arthritis, and I'll tell you, it was a point where I couldn't get up, I couldn't sit down, I couldn't lie down, and because I do these abductions and adductions, and I do a lot of exercise, I do a lot of pull-ups and things like that.
Sure.
No pain, nothing. You know, if I have pain every now and then, but all the things that were limiting me before, physically. Aren't limiting me anymore. The things that limit me now.
That's great.
But except now, the things that limit me is that I'm 70. I just turned 70, and you know the thing is, you
Well,
can't
congratulations,
help.
because you look great. You're moving around just fine. So you're a young 70.
Yeah, but the brain is still 70 years old. So you wind up, you know. It's not as fast as it used to be, I got to tell you. And memory, sometimes, you know, there are memory issues and stuff like that. You know, like when I'm doing my scripts, even though I'm doing more scripts now that I'm retired than I ever did in my life, you know, the fear is that I'm not going to remember, you know, the lines and things like that.
We all have that. And I understand that. And I guess, you know, when it moves to the front of your mind, you worry about it more.
That's right. If I can keep it in the back, then
That's right.
I'm in best shape. So tell me more about the shoot. How long did the shoot last?
We filmed it in like 21 days altogether, and we had to break it up because Danny was out of town. So we did like the first couple of weeks, and then we had like a 4-day massive shoots with Danny. Wow. I mean, it was just, for me, being the martial artist and getting to do, my dream was, you know, I always wanted to be the lead guy. I wanted to be like that Chuck Norris, you know, martial art fighting
dream
guy.
Come true, man.
Yeah, and it was a dream come true. I mean, that's really the truth of the matter is, and the feeling that you get when you're doing it, you want that feeling to last forever, and it doesn't. It breaks your heart when it's over, you know, because you realize
that's the thing about film. It's
oh yeah.
I mean, anything, but you realize. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, Alan. You know, it's a, you know what it is you become a family. You're all going in the same direction. It's like a team, you know, and. You get really close to people when you're doing this, you know, and then what happens is you all have to go our own ways. We all have to find new jobs. We have to keep moving. And then it is kind of sad. But, you know, we had a rap party, and then we had a second rap party for some people that were out of town. So we got to celebrate twice with each other. And,
yeah, but that's not enough. That's the one thing about film that I don't like.
Right.
Is that, you know, like sometimes you'll be in a movie and you have like even someone who's you're married to or your love interest or whatever.
Right.
And the next thing, or you make really good friends on the set or you become a family, just like Scriptless, you become a family, then all of a sudden it's over. And then, you're looking for your next part. Rather than
you're out of work actor again.
you're out of work actor.
The moment you finish, it's a crazy dynamic. It's like you try so hard to get the part, then you try so hard to lock in and deliver.
Right.
And you make all these great friends, and then when it's over, I'm right back to the same block again. I'm back here. I'm unemployed, and I got to go look for another job.
Even when you're not making it, even if you're not the producer like you were. Even if you're just an actor, it's you're doing everything to get that script good. You're working it, you're trying to feel it, and then you do it, and that's a wrap. And then you're still fishing, for other parts.
Yeah, that's
so,
true. That's true.
What do you have looking forward?
Well, looking forward, there was a character I had created. I had done a film short back in 2008. It was like a superhero character.
Oh, wow.
And
well, you could still do it. I mean,
thank you. And I'm locking in on it. And I'm writing. I want to make it an episodic series because it starts out where, it's simple at first, and then this character grows and it modifies, and then he grows. So, I think a movie would shorten it and not give you the time to develop characters like with Scriptless. There was a time you could develop over a period of time. Yeah. You see the growth of the characters. You see their dynamics change.
Right, and you see the storyline, and you're able to develop it. Then you can develop back and forth.
Right, then you got this storyline, you got another storyline running, you got another one, and then all of a sudden the backstory of how these all are connected, and you don't even realize they're connected. Like at one point they seem separate, but actually the entire time they're running together. And as a writer, it's really fun because you got layers. Like I'll peel
but at least
another
you're in
layer.
control of the writing. Whereas with Scriptless, I was doing an episode by episode story, and you guys wrote it. Anyway.
Well, I guess we wrote it because, like, you would give us the dynamics.
Just a story.
You would say, like, look, this is the direction I'm going. And there were times when we all drifted and, like, no. You'd corral us back in and say, get back over here. So that made it fun, too, because you kind of do need direction. You can get lost. Even with a script, guys sometimes start to drift.
Absolutely. So you're planning to do it right? I mean, you're going to get, like, backing and all this. I mean, are you trying to do the series in a way that, funding is always an issue.
Funding is always an issue. We're seeking a couple of paths on that. So we have some base funding that's ready to go. Right. So
that's
good. I want to complete the writing, and I want to get to like the first 4 episodes completely written before I dive into it. Right. Then what'll happen is I'm going to seek product placement or advertising, sponsorships.
It's amazing how much you learn when you do the first project, and then say, wait a second, I think we got to go a different direction.
Yeah, I should have done this. I should have done this. I should have done this. You're going down the list. Advertising's a big part of the business that I think gets overlooked a lot. Right. You have a budget, and then everybody puts all their money in the budget, right? And then you got nothing for advertising. Right. So we're gonna put a.
But you also mentioned that you might be doing a film also, or so, I thought you said something about a film earlier, but.
Well, no, more this episodic series. Okay. Originally, I was gonna make it a film, and then what I was gonna do was connect them together like sequels. But I think as an episodic series, after I saw what
a film can do to you.
Well, not just that. Yeah, you get to build the family. Right. But I think that as a writer, I've developed. Right. So I don't want to just run right to it. Like when I first wrote, I just wanted to get right to the action. I just wanted to run right in. All steam ahead. Right. And now now you develop the subtleties.
Also, you could have like a shorter timeline for each episode, so you could get more depth into the story in a series than in a movie, I think, personally, if you write it right.
Oh, I think so. And one of the things that I'm developing as a writer is like perspectives. Mm-hmm. Like right now, you're seeing this perspective, right? But there's another perspective over here that gives a different angle to the same story, right? Which looks completely different depending on what shoes you're standing in.
And also, you never know what's going to happen. I mean, all of a sudden, you could have what you think is going to happen. Then all of a sudden, a character just becomes so important to the story just by the way the actor is playing it.
Right, right.
Then you have an opportunity in a series to say, oh shit, we can.
I need to develop that character further.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
and that's one of the things that's interesting about a series versus a movie, because you have like that limited, whatever time you have for shooting. So it's interesting. So
Yeah,
I definitely wish you luck with this, because it sounds like a great project. I think it's going to be something that you're going to have your headaches, but it's going to have the pleasures and all this stuff. I mean, and you're not going to be able to sleep probably because you're going to be writing all the time. Does that happen to you too when you're writing, or?
Yeah, what's funny is I'll sit there with writer's block, and then I'll fall asleep, right? With it, and then I wake up, and then it's like,
The morning was always the best. I mean, I would be
Yeah,
shaving, going to work, and
Yeah.
say, oh my God, and then try to write down or something, or try to remember it, because.
Well, the funny thing is hey, we live in that cell phone age now.
Right.
I go right to video, and I hit the button, or I'll pull if I'm driving, I'll pull over.
Right.
I might not even have anything to write on, but I will just bark those those thoughts right into the phone,
Right.
and then I'll get it later, so I don't lose the essence of that thought.
Right.
Because how many times do you think of something
forget
great, and then by the time you go to what was that,
I
and then
know, it
you
kills me.
lose
It
it, and you know
kills
it's
me.
a golden in the moment,
Right.
So.
So I think I think you're going down the right path. I mean, I'm happy for you. I really am. That you're still trying to make content, and you're trying to be creative and all this stuff. I think it's great.
Thank you.
It's
Thanks.
wonderful.
I love it. I do. I really love what we do.
Yeah, I do too.
I love getting out there and being a fighter. I love getting out there acting, and I can't get enough.
Right. And you have a supportive spouse and all this stuff. And
Yeah. Oh yeah. Mary's fantastic. She actually did acting way back in college, and
Right.
she got away from it. And now all of a sudden she's like, that bug is growing. So we'll see what happens.
Well, especially
with her.
if you're,
Because we kid each other a lot.
Right.
We laugh a lot. We wake up laughing. We go to bed laughing.
God
so
bless
we
you.
got that. Thank you. I mean, we have that dynamic. She's my best friend. We have a lot of fun together.
I'm married now 33 years, and with my wife 34 years.
Congratulations.
And but we
That's
don't
beautiful.
have that dynamic all the time. We have, but we're very close, and it's going to stay for the rest of my life. And I can't believe I did that. The worst thing you could do on a show is do that. Oh, it's my sister. Okay, so anyway,
Yeah.
that's actually something that brings me to a point in this that I was a little sad about, because really there's just one thing left to say. That's a wrap. Good night, folks.